As Earth Plexus ramps up to being a force for good toward earning that seat at the galactic table, I think it's important to do videos to make sure we're all in the right mindset and to get us all on the same page here. I've done a video about fear called Enjoy the Fear, and it talks about the good kind of fear, the fear that got us to where we are, that made us the top predator on this planet. And that kind of fear is good as long as it's followed by curiosity, because the primary fear we have is of the unknown. And if you are curious enough, you will gain the knowledge to subdue that fear. So it's a good kind of fear, as long as you act on it. There's another kind of fear that we will be up against, and you can start seeing it emerge now through the media and different power structures. And that is the fear that serves them, because it is very important for the status quo and the powers that be and certain military industrial complexes, media industrial complexes, to keep the populace in fear. It's a classic and age-old tactic called divide and rule, or divide and conquer. It was popularized by Machiavelli in The Prince, when he advised this young royal how to seize and control power of the populace. And it's simple. You create a false flag event, you create some disaster or some fight or some skirmish in the city, and then you send people in to feed the division, and at the very end you come in and you cure it. And so you create the fire, and then you come in at the end and you put it out, and everyone thinks, oh, you're great. They don't realize that you created the fire. That's the basic understanding of what a false flag is. And it's ongoing. And now there are algorithms that handle that for us. The whole QAnon thing was an algorithm that's very sophisticated at finding a person's specific bias and then feeding that bias with false information to the point where they end up storming the Capitol on January 6th. And if you are in that algorithm, if you are being fed these lies, then you feel justified in doing just that because of what you thought was going on. And this is only going to become more and more sophisticated until AI achieves its own self-referential awareness. But we need to understand that there's going to be a really concerted effort to make extraterrestrials and the galactic community seem like a threat, because they are a threat to the power structures that are currently at play on the Earth. But we also need to understand that that's not true. We're not talking about invaders. We're not talking about even messiahs. What we're talking about is a very sophisticated, very advanced civilizations that have reached a level of society that we should aspire to. And you can't really join a galactic community until you stamp out this type of behavior, these type of divide and rule tactics. And that's what we're starting to see with politicians and power structures that need funding, or they need attention, or they need the status quo of their power structure to stay in place. And so they will continue to kind of keep us off balance with fear. So I don't want to spend too much time thinking about the fear or thinking about what these people may do, and neither should you. If we should just expect that it might happen. If it does, fine, don't give it any attention. Don't let it distract you from the good work that we're doing here, and stay in that human space of altruism and helping one another as we cross over this threshold. So I'm Tom Ross, and this is Earth Plexus, and thanks for listening.